Alright, so had some strange dreams last night. Well, dream that I remember having to do with Southeast Game Exchange coming up next week. I don't remember a lot of it, but what I do remember is that I was stressing out because we got there and I couldn't find where I needed to go to check in. It was strange because I found the local retro shop. I found them and I was like, okay, I think I'm supposed to be right next to them. And there was a ton of shelves, a booth with just filled with shelves, nice shelving, a nice bookcase type shelving. And I was like, what the heck? Because I'd asked to get a spot close to them. Whether that'll happen, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at yet, which also might be part of the reason why I was dreaming about it. But last night I spent 3 hours going through just looking up games, getting games down on the spreadsheet. So I think I'm a little occupied or preoccupied with SEGE. But it's just one of those things, when you wake up and you're like, what? Why was I dreaming about that? Obviously, I stated why I think it might have been, but I just thought it was kind of interesting, kind of funny that I've got SEGE on the mind so much that I had a dream, and maybe it was a nightmare because after going to the booth and not being able to figure out where I was supposed to be, I walk around to another table and they're like, oh, I don't know, so-and-so's left and they're supposed to be somewhere over there. And so I start heading that direction and then I wake up. So maybe I got out before it really got to the nightmare part. It's like, oh, sorry, we don't have a booth for you and you're not getting your money back. That did not happen. Hopefully that does not happen. But it was just, one of those things you're like, why was I dreaming about that? And it was just an interesting dream. I thought it was kind of funny and kind of weird. But yeah, I'll be spending this weekend, next week, just trying to get stuff ready. I think I've got most of the games, 90% of the games that I've already got pulled out, I've got them on the spreadsheet and I've got a price for them. But I think I'm going to go through my GameCube collection and pull out just some of the titles that I just don't really care about. Flushed Away, The Incredibles, Over the Hedge, that kind of stuff. Just stuff that you have in the collection just because you can. I'm really trying to focus my collection on what I want in it and try to get rid of a lot of the fluff so that I can have stuff out on the shelves, on display, that I want there. Because stuff like those games I mentioned, I'm I don't really have any draw to, but yeah, man, I want to play that one. There was a 360 game called Rage that I was looking at, and I was like, okay, well, I had to get chat to help me figure out what it was because it was 3 discs and nowhere on it does it say Rage. But popped it in and I was like, oh, this looks like it might be something interesting to play, so I'm going to hold on to it and play it. But it might be something I play and then okay, I'm done. I've got several games that I'm taking that are like that. It's okay, I've played it. I don't want it. It doesn't need to be in the collection anymore. If I can get a Master System US collection done before next week, I'll probably pull out some of the Master System stuff. Because the great sports titles, there's 5 of them? They're just taking up a bunch of shelf space. I don't need them. There's no reason to really have them in the collection. I'm not going to play them. Yeah, it'll mean I won't have a complete US set anymore, but those will be something easy I can get if I ever want to be oh yeah, I've got a complete set now. Look it. And if I get them, it'd probably be like, okay, I'm going to pick these up loose because they're cheap as all get out. Because again, no one's going to play them. People just get them. And I'm talking in generalities. There's going to be people that have nostalgia for it and all that good stuff. But for the most part, no one really cares about having those games. There might be some other games that I pull out. But I'm looking forward to and kind of stressing and anxious about next weekend. The fact that, I'm going to have to be with the booth. Or I am, or Prin, or the Munchkin is going to have to be with the booth pretty much all day. Saturday and Sunday. It'll be something new. But I'm hoping to take a couple hundred games at least from my collection and reduce the collection by that much. I've got a little over 1,300, so if I do that, that'll be a good bit over 10% of the collection. Just poof, gone. But I'm going to take Mark III stuff, SG 1000. I figure if there's one place that has a chance of some of that selling, it would be SEGE, of the conventions I've gone to. I might take my loose SG 1000